Hi guys, well today we're between Lyme Regis and Seaton, pretty slap bang. Now we've just come around the headland, which is there, and that rock with a big fracture in it. That's going to come down at some point. And over there we have Seaton, which is a very old place. Lyme Regis obviously gets all the... Actually, I'm smoking at the same time as talking to you, sorry. But Lyme Regis gets all the tourism mostly, but Seaton's very old, and it's probably older than Lyme Regis. And obviously it's in the Doomsday Book, and it said obviously officially it was settled, I think, in 1033, but 1030 something or other. But there's settlements there all the way back to the Iron Age. So, and it was a harbour as well till the mid-19th century, with the River Axe, I think it is, the River Axe there. Yeah, it also has the oldest the oldest concrete bridge in the country. It's an ancient monument, but it's not actually that old. I think it was 1877 that it was put in. It was used as a bridge with motor cars until 1990, and yeah, but it is the oldest concrete bridge or something in the UK. So well done, Seaton. Yeah, but Seaton's pretty. It's a pretty little place. So yeah, so walking today along here, and I'm heading to Seaton over there, and Seaton has quite good car parks if you're coming down on holiday. There's also a very large Tesco there. I'm sure I can hear a helicopter coming. There's a big Tesco with a Tesco car park, which is free parking for 2 hours. So, which is very, very close to the beach. So if you do come down, I'm not saying obviously just hog Tesco car park, because obviously us locals do need to use it, but it does give you 2 hours free parking. Try and buy something when you're there, eh? But obviously if you do walk along to Lyme Regis, on a nice day like this, obviously the sea is very, very calm. It's a very low tide, a very low high tide as well, so obviously there's not much risk of being cut off, but the terrain here is pretty much like boulders like this, so, and shingle, very little sand. There's a helicopter going over there. But yeah, so it is hard going to walk, so walking shoes or boots. And something interesting down here as well, there's a fly buzzing around my head at the moment. Where am I going with that? Yeah, nudist beach. Obviously if you watched my other video, me and my friend Chris were looking for it, and I think I'm about to find it, because about 10 minutes ago there was a gentleman walking to beer, not walking with beer, it's a place between Lyme Regis and Seaton, start bollock naked with a walking stick and a backpack, which good for him, you know. He's I just hope he's put suntan cream on his bits, because it is so hot. It's really not as in he was hot, it wasn't that bad, but you know, it's a hot day, and obviously you do get sunburnt. I'm getting that excited, look, my photography is going like that. I'm standing still and it's still wobbly. I need one of those, like what did like YouTubers have, they like hold phones with and that. But anyway, yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so if you are walking, there is something called the Undercliff Walk, which runs along the top of these cliffs, and obviously it's pretty safe. It's hard going, it's up and down terrain, so again, if you've got mobility problems, it's probably not for you. And same for the beach, really. You can walk from Seaton to Lyme Regis. Try and catch the tide going out, which gives you plenty of time to make it. But again, it is hard going on these rocks, and again, you've got problems with landslides, which that it's been like that for some time, but it will go eventually, you know. And the last thing you want to do is be underneath that when it does go. you probably wouldn't know much about it, to be fair, but there's a lot of weight there. I mean, I'm actually sitting on a landslide, parts of. There's an old lobster net there, look. No lobsters in it. But yeah, so we're going to walk back now, and we're going to walk round that headland there, which will take us into to the mouth of the Axe, which is an estuary. And there is a bus that runs from Seaton to Lyme Regis, actually runs all the way to Exeter, so, or Weymouth, so whichever way you want to go. You know, if you are on holiday here, you can have a day out in Weymouth or Exeter. I think it's about, what was the last time I caught it? It was like £6 or £7 return, day return. So quite expensive, you know, as bus fares go, but they call it Jurassic Coaster. So it takes you all along the coast from Exeter to Weymouth, which you can't see today because of the mist, but it's all the way over there near Portland. Yeah, so not seen anything too interesting today, so nothing dead, no dead dolphins or bodies, just a lot of fossils. One thing you'll notice though is if you do walk from Lyme Regis that way to Seaton this way, you notice there's a boundary between the types of fossils, so if you are out looking for those, Lyme Regis has got a lot of ammonites, and but as you come around this way, it's more a prehistoric forest that you're in. And you can see over there between those two boulders, there's looks like a tit, to be fair, but that's this tree stump, so a prehistoric tree. No, actually we'll go and have a look, but yeah, so obviously the rocks are made up of limestone, sandstone here, and there's a lot of wood debris. I mean, even here, if I go forward a bit, if you look at this one, you can see within that there's quite a bit of wood debris in it. Oh God, it's so warm. But yeah, so obviously you do get that in Lyme Regis, Charmouth. I've just heard some rocks coming down. It's quite common, little bits, but obviously you don't want to be here when anything big comes down. What was I saying? Yeah, so obviously you do get wood all the way along the Jurassic coast here, in the limestone. But it seems very, very common here, and that's probably to do with the type of rock here, and obviously the common feature of landslides, and how high the tide goes. Well, obviously you can see the black mark that runs along. Obviously the tide mark is a lot higher on stormy days. I mean, that lobster pot there, but obviously they don't get weathered as much as the ones that get submerged. Let's go and have a look at that. Let's see if it is. Sorry, you're gonna have to bear with my wonkiness as we go over these rocks. Again, high tide mark there with some trees. If I see anything interesting, I'll stop. But a lot of sand fleas I've noticed as you walk, hopping about. I saw a spider early on as well, a little one, but obviously spiders live everywhere, even on the beach, and probably getting a better view of that tree stump now, but not the big bit of wood next to it. Obviously that's more recent, but that, so nice example there of it was very weathered, but that is obviously if you compare the bit of wood there, that has been sawn down, but that was that, and once upon a time, and you know, it's interesting just like touching something that's that old and survived, and some interesting quartz there as well. Hang on. which you find often on limestone. Whew. That's a bit of a walk to finish this, isn't it? What if you can get round the other bay? Got Torquay over there in the distance, far distance, and obviously go around. You've got so we've got Sidmouth here, sorry, Seaton here. Then you've got Sidmouth, Budley Salterton, which is where actually a lot of the rounded pebbles we get here on this beach come from the Budley bed. Interesting. Again, going back to iron pyrite, but it's quite a bit there built into the stone. But yeah, Budley Salterton, very nice little place if you're on holiday. Not a lot there, just a beach. They do some nice ice cream. It's all pebble, no sand. And beyond that, obviously you've got Exmouth, which is pretty. Exmouth, then Dawlish Warren. Very nice campsite there if you've got a caravan in Dawlish Warren. What it's called? When I used to have a caravan, I used to go there. So yeah, that's a nice place to go. Let's say the other way. I say we've got from here Lyme Regis, Charmouth, Seatown, West Bay, which is very pretty, and again some campsites there. And then you head over then towards Weymouth, Chisel Beach, and Portland. Obviously where a lot of the rock in London, where they built a lot of the government buildings, is Portland stone. So obviously come from here. So obviously if you are on holiday and you go down to see London and you look at some of the buildings there, you'll see rock that's here. So obviously they've quarried it and took it down. So there's another one, another very weathered tree stump. So yeah, right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and get round the headland here, which I can see a big rock fall. So there's been a big landslide there. So I don't know what the terrain will be like. Tide is coming in now, and I did see a canoeist, like a kayaker, that went past, quite happy in this calm sea. And again, if you do want to hire them, you can hire them from Lyme Regis. I think you can do it by the hour, the half day, or the full day. I think it works out about £25 off the top of my head. They do double ones as well. So obviously if there's two of you, you can hire that and explore a little bit. I don't think you can go too far on them, but I don't know, you might be able to paddle all the way to Seaton. Who knows? Never done it because I can't swim. My bad. But a bit silly, isn't it? Living on the coast and I can't swim. But yeah. So we're going to head right back around that headland, sorry, towards the nudist beach today. I don't think I'm going to be able to photograph for obvious reasons. Yeah. And I'm guessing really from my experience of websites with nudists on, they're not the most attractive people. I'm not being funny there, but yeah, it's not something maybe I'm going to inflict on you. Power to them though. As I say, nudists, they do something I couldn't do. I could not lie naked publicly, and I wouldn't really inflict my image on anyone. So, you know, one thing they do have generally is quite nice bodies, but obviously, as they remind us all, it's not a sexual thing. It's I don't know where you do it, but suntan, all over tan, I don't know. But the guy who passed me, obviously with all his bits hanging out, he seemed happy enough, and he had quite a nice tan all over. So yeah. And I blind people, you know, if I put shorts on, it's not a pleasant sight. But is that a heron? No, seagull. Yeah, I can actually hear, I don't know if you can, bees. They seem to be coming from up the top of that cliff there. Bees are alright, they generally leave you alone. It's the bloody wasps. Especially this time of year, September, they get a bit silly, like to sting you. So I don't mind bees so much, but I don't want to be around a nest of wasps. But yeah, so I keep saying yeah, like I'm going to hang up. I am now. I'm going to go to this corner and we'll have a look at Seaton and see the types of rock there and what's going on there. I could do with an ice cream, to be fair. Like strawberry. Like strawberries and cream. That's on my head now. So one thing you do find here, by the way, in the southwest is the aversion of using debit cards. And now I'm not saying they do it to avoid HMRC, but it's always wise to carry a little bit of cash here, purely because not everybody takes card payments, which is naughty, really, you know, because there's no reason to. You know, the days of exorbitant card processing fees have gone. And I mean, in my old shop we used to do it, and I think it was 2%, something like that, with no transaction fees or monthly rental. So there's no excuse really, but yeah, bring some cash. Cash with you. Reminds me of Doctor Who, you know, like the old wobbly scenery Doctor Who. There could be a TARDIS right there, right in front of me now, and it would not look out of place. And Tom Baker could come right out in his rush with a scarf in 90-degree heat, shouting that the Daleks are coming, which realistically the Daleks would be pretty fucked on this terrain. But I think in one episode, actually, they hovered. They put you know, they can traverse the whole universe, you know, and go to different planets, but they never could work out stairs, or had to be exactly flat surface, which seems a bit of a design flaw, to be fair, for the Daleks, but still, never mind. Yeah, so no Doctor Who, and I'm not nearly there now, aren't I? So, oh, I'll tell you something, the Mr. Nudist is back, so as we go around, I don't know if you can zoom into that, but I think he's going to overtake me with his winky. But hey, power to him, so do I run? I don't know. Alright, round the bend and we'll have another look. Okay.